A little bit of contact between the two cars there, and then the LMP2s come together in a quite horrific accident. But keep an eye on the LMP2 there as it comes across and absolutely yeets the LMDH. Now, is that... Hello everybody, Basic Ollie here. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another video. So then, this video is a little bit different to what I planned to release today. So today I've been working on a highlights video for the Le Mans 24 win that we managed to achieve at the weekend, myself and Josh, just the two of us, for 24 hours for this year's unofficial iRacing Le Mans 24 hour. Thank you very much, Motorsport Games, for that. But yes, I was doing a highlights video because if you watched it over the weekend, myself and Josh managed to do the whole 24 hour just by ourselves. We put it on pole, we got the fastest lap, and it was without doubt our most dominant display in a 24 hour ever. It was top split, and we absolutely smashed it, and people absolutely loved the stream, so I was going to make a highlight video of it. However, I started to look at the crashes throughout the race. And let me tell you, there are so many. So many. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to show you some of the crashes that happened during this 24-hour event. Now, before I start showing you these crashes, I just want to emphasize that this lobby had 53 teams in it. It was at 8 AM BST, which is prime time really for getting people from, let's just say, from like Australia, New Zealand, the Asian region, and people from Europe in the morning, like myself. So the ping for some of the teams was all over the place, all right? So there are some instances in here where the netcode's pretty damn bad, but I'm not too surprised, I don't think, because of, you know, the ping and the differences in connection between the teams. So with that in mind, sit back and relax and enjoy this, because there are so many good crashes. It's remarkable. It's absolutely brilliant. I haven't included the names or the names of the teams. So no names of the drivers or the teams in this, because I think if you've gone through 24 hours or you're going in a 24-hour race and your race has ended, probably last thing you want to see is your name blasted all over the internet when you've made a big doo-doo. So, yeah, I won't include the names, I don't think. And, please do sit back, relax, and enjoy this one. Lots of crashes coming up, and, yeah, some of them are absolute howlers. Enjoy. Alrighty then, crash number one, the BMW M8 going through the Porsche curves, gets on the grass straight away, hits the wall, and unfortunately, absolutely collects the Porsche on its way. The Porsche saw it very much the last minute. Here's another point of view here. You can see that it just absolutely flies into the air. The Ford does get collected slightly there, but their race should be absolutely fine. But sadly, this Porsche here, I mean, you got to feel for him here. Look at that, just out of nowhere. Nothing they could do. And without the race, they didn't even get to cross the line. This is the very, very start of the race. And two teams are instantly out of the race. Now this one, once again, at the start of the race, the Porsche GT here, P2 at the start. Unfortunately, P2 no more. Cold tyres going through the Ford chicane. A little bit too hot. Couldn't control it, and that's a big whoopsie to start your 24-hour race. Another crash at the start then, as we were just about to get underway with green flags. No one's really paying too much attention, I don't think. Switched off a little bit there, and the LMP2 goes into the back of the other LMP2. Classic example there, really, I think, of getting a little bit too close at the start, and that is exactly what can happen. Time for the next crash then, and huzzah! We've actually got through the first chicane. Or have we? Because this chap here, unfortunately, the tyres are a little bit cold. Get on the throttle a little bit too hard there. TC can't save them, and they're in the wall. In this crash then, you're going to see what happens when there's a little bit of netcode going into the Porsche curves. You can see they're going to go side by side. The rear of the green LMDH touches this LMDH here, and sadly it goes into the tyre barrier. So watch it once more. You can just look out for the netcode here as it go into the Porsche curves. There it is, and unfortunately There's nothing you could do about that. Tire barrier though, so hopefully damage wasn't too bad. Now this one I really didn't like. This is a classic example of serving a slowdown in a really stupid place, as the person in the green LMDH serves their slowdown in the Forte chicanes. The last part of it, and the car behind here, the red LMDH, just doesn't know what he's doing, can't react in time, tries to avoid it, and when they rejoin, unfortunately, they collect the LMDH behind. Very silly indeed. This one then is just a classic example of I can't be bothered anymore, so I'm just going to yeet it into the wall, tow it, and then quit. Mum, Dad, I'm sorry. I couldn't do it. Sadly, coming up once again is a netcode incident here between the LMDH and the LMP2 here. You can see big netcode there. Nothing the LMP2 has done wrong there. I don't think you can blame on the LMP2. Unfortunately, it is just a netcode incident. These things do happen, you know, when you do have players from, you know, across the world. Unfortunately, netcode is going to strike, and sometimes it's just not your day. And unfortunately for this Australian driver, I believe they're Australian, it was not their lucky day. So we'll watch this once more. You can see netcode's quite severe here. Yeah, no good. I do feel sorry for them in this one. There's nothing they could do. There was plenty of space between the two, but unfortunately, yeah, when it's not your day, it's not your day. And yeah, that sadly meant they were no longer in the race. They decided to give up after that, I believe. Sad. Alrighty, moving on to the next incident. You've got the Corvette GTE here. So he's going through the first chicane. There's a Porsche off further up ahead, and then the LMDH swipes across. Let me know what you think in the comments, by the way. We'll quickly have a look at that one again before we move on to the next incident. But there you go. There's the first little crash they have there with the LMDH. At first, it looked like, to be honest, it was the LMDH's fault. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have a look back, and then unfortunately, this guy just gets on the grass there and decides to tow. I think the anger got the better of him there. So was his anger justified? I think it is going to be. The LMDH is actually the one that's off the track, rejoins and pushes him wide there. So yeah, I think they just had enough then. They just had enough. This one then is a classic Porsche curves incident with LMDH and the GTE. Sends out the inside. The GT just does not expect the move to be done. Thought they'd be a little bit more patient because it is early on into the race, but the LMDH had other ideas. We'll watch it again, but the send I don't think is really on. It's too risky early doors in a 24-hour event like this. And unfortunately, they pay the price. Slam into the wall there, and yeah, that was the end of their race. Now, if you remember this very bright and colourful Porsche GTE, they were P2 at the start of this race. Got some unfortunate, horrible netcode there. They scraped the wall. The wang is now bent, so they will have a bent wang for the rest of the race. Absolute disaster. Is there any excuse to pull out of a 24-hour event? If there is, it's a bent wang, for sure, for sure. LMDH going past an LMP2 before the Porsche curves. Is it the Porsche curves? No, unfortunately. It's a tiny bit of netcode there, but I think it was going to result in a big crash regardless, to be honest, because this LMDH does cut down on the LMP2, trying to get the race in line. Forte cleared him, but no. Pays the price severely there. That thing is in an absolute state. And once again, someone else is out of this 24-hour race of Le Mans. Can we say Le Mans? I mean, 1,440 minutes of a French track. That's the one. Moving on to the next crash then is that Karma. Now, watch carefully as we're going down the Mulsanne straight here. A little bit of contact between the two cars there, and then the LMP2s come together in a quite horrific accident. But keep an eye on the LMP2 there as it comes across and absolutely yeets the LMDH. Now, is that Karma? Who's at fault here? Let's have a look. LMDH comes across. The LMP2 hits the other LMP2 because of that with a bit of netcode, and then the other LMP2 just keeps going. And unfortunately, yes, that's big damage. That is big damage to all three cars there. Now, unfortunately, because I am a bad YouTuber, a liar, and just a damn bad human being, I did accidentally leave the names in there. So I do apologise to those two drivers there. What a monster I am. But yeah, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Is that Karma? Did they deserve it? Let me know in the comments. Either way, sad way to see these 3 teams out of this race. On to the next one then. These just keep coming as we are about to go onto the Mulsanne, or are we? Just touched the grass there, corner before, and scrapes of all there. A little bit of damage to the rear left suspension, but that was actually their last lap. They gave up after that. They gave up. For this clip, now I know what you're thinking. Porsche curves, GT, LMDH, they must collide. No, he actually goes too deep, completely misses the apex, understeers, touches the gravel there, hard on the brakes. Thankfully, he doesn't take anyone else out, but unfortunately, that was a big hit, and that was the end of the race there. They towed, and yeah, that was the end of their race.
All right. Right side's clear.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh. Looks like it's the fast driver though, so no problem. Holy shit. Holy shit. Ah.
So as you can see then, we also got very lucky, and we had a few incidents ourselves. Right, back to the other drivers on the Mulsanne straight into the first chicane. Too much on the curb there. Car bottomed out, and unfortunately, they've smashed the rear and that diffuser into the tyre barrier. Did the right thing here, took their sweet time getting back on to the road. But yeah, sadly, that was the end of their race after that incident, and yeah. Another one bites the dust, sadly. Now, we are coming to the end of this video, and this is going to be the last crash that I show you today, boys and girls. You can see horrible netcode there. I think the chap was going to go in the back of that pink LMP2 anyways in the Porsche curves. I don't think the move was ever really on. So regardless of the netcode, I think it would have, you know, ended up in a horrific crash anyways, the Porsche curves. So this is the onboard of the LMDH here. I think he's just trying to go around the outside of the LMP2, but there's just not enough space. Didn't commit to it earlier enough, I don't think, and the LMP2, it's just nothing they can do, I don't think. I just don't think there's anything they can do. But the worst part is sadly, they collect another LMP2 in the process. Now, I can confirm this is not done on purpose. The steering of this LMP2 was just completely broken. As we have a look on board, just could not turn the damn thing. You could say they were going too quick into that corner anyways. But yeah, it's a sad sight. It's a sad thing to see, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, what can you say? What can you say? Look, this LMP2 driver as well did their best, slowed right down, tried to go wide there, but still just wasn't enough. And sadly, both of their races there came to a sad conclusion. I actually think this team actually carried on, actually. But yeah, the pink LMP2 team there decided to give up after that. Quite a lot of damage. So then, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Please comment down below what you think was the best crash, what was the worst, and what did you think to this video. Did you enjoy it? If you did, as always, please do consider leaving a like and subscribe. But thank you very much for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Ta-da.